Hi there, Tom Clemens here. We're on our way out to Beaumont, California this morning to catch up with Jerry Dixon, a retired Orange County Park Ranger. Jerry was one of the first few rangers hired back in the days, in the 1980s, when Orange County Parks really took off as far as developing and opening new regional parks. It'll be interesting to see what Jerry's recollections are of being a park ranger back in the days when you had to do things the old-fashioned way. You had no cell phones or computers and things like that to assist you in communications and stuff. Anyhow, we look forward to meeting up with Jerry and seeing what he has to say about what it was like being a park ranger back in the early days in Orange County. February 26, 2018, we're in Beaumont, California, interviewing Jerry Dixon, retired park ranger with the County of Orange, Harbors Beaches Parks, aka OC Parks. Okay, Jerry, the first question is, tell us a little bit about your family history prior to working at the parks.
Well, prior to working at the parks, I worked for Jones-Iron Rubber, Foam Rubber Division, and I worked for Lewis Foam in LA. And after the foam business started going bad, I put in applications with the city, the state, and the county. And the county was the first one to answer.
Are you glad you went the county way in retrospect?
Yeah, I am, because I wanted to be outdoors. My background in field, I was a business major in college, and I wound up being a park ranger.
Great. Next question. When did you decide? What year did you decide to come to work for Orange County Parks?
In 1980, I was working for the foam rubber company, and this business was going bad, so I stopped. I got laid off really because we didn't have much work. Some other companies called me and I refused to go. I said, well, I want either a civil service job. That's when I started coming to fill out applications.
You won't happen to remember who interviewed you, do you?
Yeah, Tony Jimbroni.
Okay, he was a Parks District manager at that time, wasn't he?
I guess he was.
Okay. All right, next question. How many regional parks actually existed back in the day when you first started working in the parks? You remember their names, or maybe those parks that opened up while you were working there?
I don't know the names, all of them, but North Beaches, South Beaches, Craig, Carbon, Clark, Miles Square, Irvine, and some of the little parks out in South Carolina, I can't remember the name.
But they were what, county service area parks?
Mm-hmm.
Can you repeat that?
Jenny was working in one of them. And what's the Tom, I don't know.
Maloney?
Yeah, he's working another one.
Okay.
I never worked at those parks though.
Did you work at a park, a CSA park with a swimming pool with Rich Upnagle?
Yeah.
What was the name of that park, do you remember?
Carbon?
No, it was down by Laguna Niguel Regional Park.
Yeah, I can't remember. Crown Valley Park.
Crown Valley Park, yeah. Mm-hmm. And there was a rumor going around that that brand new swimming pool was a few inches short of Olympic size. Is that correct?
Well, we won't go into that. I used to put on my swimming trunks and clean the pool because it used to be pretty warm down there. And it was easy to get in the water and the water stand on the bank.
For sure. Well, let me ask you this, Jerry. All the years you spent in the parks at different assignments, can you remember some of the funny things you encountered in dealing with the public that was like, I can't believe this?
Yeah, I was at Craig Park, no. It was one over the freeway.
Yorba Park?
No, not Yorba. It must have been Craig. And we had a white goose around there with blue eyes, and he used to attack people. And this guy used to run through this park every morning. And this goose would chase him. And one morning I caught him, and the guy came and said, hey, this goose is gonna get me, man. I said, well, turn around and slap him. He said, no. I had a little stick in my hand. I slapped the goose on the head. So he never did bother me anymore, but he still used to run around and chase the kids. So we had to relocate him somewhere.
Wow. I heard that at Craig Park, the people that ran the Brea Mall, that was kind of across the street, used to call the park and say, you need to come over here and get your ducks back. They're inside the mall.
Yeah, I know. He used to always get called, say, your ducks over here, but we told him, well, they weren't our ducks. Another thing in the park, and this kid, before we could write tickets, we used to have to call the local police to come out and write tickets. And most of the people knew that, so one day I told him he was speeding. He said, okay, I'm gonna drive right. He took off spinning his tires, jumped over a bump. You know, they had speed bumps out in Craig Park. And the last one he hit busted his oil pan.
A little poetic justice, huh?
I went around and asked him, hey, what's the matter? You got a leak? Yeah, I busted my oil pan. He said, can you call me a tow truck? I said, no, we can't call you. You go up to the phone up front and find one. That was pretty funny, though. And another thing in Craig Park was this kid. There was a bunch of them picnicking over on the other side by the last restroom over there. And they had been drinking, and I told them not to drink over there. One kid got on a motorcycle and hit it back up the hill, and he lost control. And, the bike missed the tree, but he didn't. Split his head open. So I was in the office getting ready to go home that evening at about 4 o'clock. It happened, and somebody came and said, hey, somebody had an accident on a motorcycle. I went down there and this kid sprawled out, his brains laying out on the sun. That was terrible. So I put in about 5 hours overtime that night.
So he died.
Yeah, he killed him instantly.
What are some of the responsibilities you had while working in the parks?
Well, I was a maintenance, we used to call our maintenance rangers then. When I went in, we didn't have a badge, but we were maintenance rangers. And then I was in charge of keeping the park. Went from that to Ranger 2, which on weekends, I was in charge of the park on the weekends. And I never was really in charge of it. As a senior ranger, I was always working up at Irvine in the office there to work with HR and the union, kept records, did recruiting, stuff like that.
Recalling about the annual budget, do you think the budgets were adequate for the parks back in the 80s?
No, but we made them do. We always run out of something, but it wasn't that much, it wasn't that bad. They'd always make it up.